Alright, so, what if Season 2? I already covered Season 1 with ranking all those episodes, so I'm gonna get right into it and get into Season 2. But before that, this is a message for all those people that commented on the Bad Batch video.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard.
Alright, now with that said, let's get on to number 9.
Dr. Strange, you called before the Illuminati. Criminal Defense Attorney Saul Goodman.
Hi, I'm Saul Goodman. Did you know that you have rights? The Constitution says you do.
Alright, so we have the Doctor Strange finale episode. This is honestly just a bunch of BS. I mean, like, I wasn't a fan of the original ending of Season 1 because, like I said before, I feel like What If is better whenever it's just self-contained with its own episodes. And the whole backtracking of Doctor Strange is just so stupid. It's just honestly bad. I mean, like, Doctor Strange was like one of my favorite characters in Season 1, and now they just kind of like just ruined his character. I mean, like, they try to like save him at the end, but like the damage is already done. You already ruined him. And then we have like Captain Carter and Kahhori and all the other characters, and honestly, it just feels like Andy from Toy Story is just like throwing toys and just doing whatever. It's like, look, I have the Hulk and I have Hela, and they're battling it out and they're all fighting, and I'm like, this just feels like just slop, just slop. It's just garbage. Like, there's nothing to talk about for this one. Like this is actually the worst episode of What If, maybe. Like, actually. But whatever, I don't want to get too much into this episode, because, like, this episode kind of really just makes me think, what the fuck were they thinking? Alright, let's get to number 8.
Hello.
Oh, John Ralph, there you are.
What's going on here, then?
I was just talking to this wonderful Indian girl.
Alright, so at number 8 we have the Kahhori episode. Now, I have two major problems with this episode that put this at second to last. The first one is her being an original character. Now, the thing is this, I would be a hypocrite if I were to complain about her as an original character and complain about other people being original characters, because I love characters like Ned or Agent Coulson, and after just to backtrack and say I hate all original like MCU characters, that would just be stupid, and honestly would be. But it's the fact that she's like the main focus, you know, it just feels like Marvel, or like the creators of What If were like, let's just have her own OC character, and it's just like, I think the concept's cool, but I think if you just used like an actual character, would have made sense, you know? And I just feel like with this episode in general, they kind of just like wasted a slot of like a good idea, and they were kind of just like, I'm gonna do my own thing, and I'm like, that's cool that you want to do your own thing, good job there, champ, but can we get Marvel content? And then the second one is the fact that, and I'm going to sound like a real ass American here, it's all subtitles. Now, this is before I started actually watching, you know, foreign films, because recently I actually started watching, you know, films like Parasite, which is a perfect movie, Godzilla, which is a near perfect movie, and this was before I watched those movies to truly, like, you know, like appreciate foreign films and, you know, stuff like that. So, like, before that, my American mindset was, you know, kind of getting me like, damn, I don't understand this, you know? But I don't know, the episode's alright. Kahhori is a decent character as it is. I mean, she's cool or whatever. It's just the fact that, like, can I see Marvel characters? Alright, let's get to number 7.
And you know what that means. So...
Unless you're a plane, or a bomb, or some ice,
or brainwashed
Steve. It's a pretty name.
Alright, so next one up is the Hydra Stomper episode. And if you see my other videos, you know I am not a fan of Captain Carter. And it's not because of who she is as a character, I think she's fine, but she just represents the whole problem with What If, of how they just don't utilize concepts very well. And the fact that this is a sequel episode to one of my least favorite What If episodes, that just makes it even more worse. I mean, like, it's not bad. I mean, like, I like the whole, you know, Steve being the Winter Soldier and her trying to reconnect with him. I think the ties between Black Widow the movie are pretty stupid, because that movie's pretty stupid. But overall, it's just like very like, it's okay. I mean, like, I like the fact that Bucky's basically, you know, like Joe Biden. That's cool. I really don't know what else to say. I don't know what this episode really has to say, because it just shows like this has like no difference to like the MCU. I mean, like the Avengers are basically still like the Avengers. Like the only difference is that Cap's a girl. That's really the difference. Alright, I gotta get over. I'm gonna get to the next one before I just die of boredom.
I've been fighting for so long to end the war, to forget what I lost. I'm tired.
I'm not gonna fight you. You're my friend.
Did the same joke about 3 times already. I don't think it's funny anymore.
You have no idea what you're dealing with.
Shakespeare in the Park? Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
Alright, the next one we have is the 1602 episode. Hey guys, isn't that a reference to the comics? Isn't that a sneaky reference? Yeah, no, I don't care. This is the same feeling with the zombies episode, to where they're like, let's do the what if episodes from the comics, but I'm like, what does this deal with the MCU? And even worse is how they incorporate Captain Carter in that episode. And I'm like, dude, you need to stop making her a character. How does she have more importance than goddamn Falcon? And I know it's animation, so it's just like, I know it's different. But guys, what the fuck? Honestly, I mean, like, the episode's fine. You know, it's whatever. It's just like, hey, I'm in olden times. I'm Sir Bucky Barnes. I'm Sir Ant-Man. And I'm like, okay, I don't care. Like, I would rather watch The Black Knight. You know the comedy movie with Martin Lawrence? I would rather watch that movie, and that's a bad movie. It's not funny. And that shows you how bad that this episode is. Alright, I'm done. Next one.
Who be ye? Who be I? I be stomping your ass. You put your hand on me one more again.
Fuck the police coming straight from the underground.
Alright, so now we have the first episode from season 2, and that is the Nebula one. I actually think this one's pretty decent, honestly. I never seen, you know, like Blade Runner or anything like that, but from what I, you know, could tell from it, it gives off like those vibes. I like Nebula as a character. I think she's one of my favorites on the Guardians of the Galaxy team. And this episode, it really, you know, it's very decent. It's very good. I like the use of Howard the Duck and Korg. Actually, I like in this one, because Korg recently in the MCU hasn't been good lately. But I also like the fact that she has like her own like makeshift Guardian crew. I like the fact that they have, you know, Groot in this and all that stuff. And I love the reveal with the Nova Corps and all that stuff. I think it's really good. And I also like how they use Young Rog in this episode. Like, I kind of forgot that guy was a character. And I like the fact that we got to use like other characters from like the MCU that we haven't like seen in a while. And overall, I thought this was just a pretty decent episode. Yeah, alright then. Next one.
Turn off the light show and prove to me you can beat me.
Alright, so next one we have is the 10 Rings episode. Like, going into this episode, I didn't think it was going to be much, but like over time, it really kind of clicked to me. I really like the dynamic between Hela and the Mandarin, and just overall, this was pretty solid. I like seeing her train and all that stuff, and it really shows how bad of a dad Odin is. Like, I like the fact that she was basically like, yeah, nah, dad, you're a dick. I'm gonna kick your ass. Like, I don't know, I thought this was pretty cool, and I like the fact that Hela and the Mandarin basically just kicked the shit out of Odin. Like, that's pretty sick. And I also like the fact that, like, you know, Odin and Hela just kill Thanos. I mean, like, in this season, they kill Thanos, like, a good amount of times to where I'm like, damn, Thanos is kind of a pussy. I'm joking. Alright, next one.
Gods, aliens, other dimensions, I'm just a man in a can.
So, have you seen Thor Ragnarok, 2017's Marvel film? What if, instead of Thor, we did Iron Man? Doesn't that sound quirky? Doesn't that sound fun? Because it actually is. Like, I actually thought that this was pretty interesting. I like the fact that, like, instead of, like, Tony going back to New York, he actually winded up in the Grandmaster's throne room. I actually thought that was a pretty cool concept. I like the fact that he got to use, like, his tech in, like, different ways by, like, making cars and, like, the giant mech and all that stuff. And I also like his dynamic between him and Valkyrie. I thought that was pretty cool. And weirdly enough, Korg is still pretty decent in this. And I am mind-boggling in that, because, like, how did the writers make him good in this, and then in Thor he's just, like, bad now? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's weird. It honestly is weird. And I also like the Grandmaster in this, and besides, I just like Jeff Goldblum in general. But yeah, like, this is, you know, pretty cool. I like the fact that, you know, Gamora has, like, a really good arc in this, and I like how the fact that it shows how she basically was, like, in the season 1 episode that didn't get made. And this was pretty solid. Yeah. I have nothing else to talk about. Next one.
Jarvis, drop my needle.
I did this for you, Justin Hammer. I did this for you. Okay. This one's really fucking good. Like, this one's, like, strangely good, because I love Justin Hammer as a character. He's, like, honestly, like, unironically, like, one of my favorite villains in the MCU, and the fact that he takes over Avengers Tower is just so amazing. And being the fact that this takes place during Christmas is so much better, because I love Christmas movies, and on top of that, this takes place during, like, one of my favorite times in the MCU, like during Age of Ultron, and on top of that, Happy is the main character. Like, dude, this episode is so good. I like the fact that Happy just becomes, like, a monster taking Hulk serum. I like the fact that Justin Hammer steals Hulkbuster armor. Like, this episode is just so funny. I just, like, I don't even know what to say. Like, that just makes me happy. Like, I'm probably, get it? Like, honestly, I'm probably gonna watch this, like, every single Christmas. Like, this is just a fun episode. Like, just seeing Happy, you know, act like John McClane in Die Hard, and just taking over the tower and, like, beating up all of, like, you know, the Stark drones and all that stuff. It's just a fun episode. Like, I don't even know what to say. And I like the fact that all the other Avengers get, like, small cameos and bits here and there. It's just a fun episode in general. Alright, I'm done being too happy. Let's get on to number 1.
No, Peter, your 80s nostalgia isn't funny anymore. It's tired and worn out and borderline dangerous.
I remember the day was yesterday. 2017, I was in theaters. Ego, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, all that stuff. I thought to myself in my mind, what if? What if it just worked? Like, what if Ego got Peter? And you know what? Marvel actually delivered. They actually were like, here you go, Sonny Jim. Here you go. We listen. We care. We listen to the fans. This was so good. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like, this is honestly perfect. Like this is what I expect from What If episode. Basically seeing, like, in the 80s, having, like, all these, like, you know, like, where these heroes are in time, and seeing them actually, like, get brought to, like, you know, the front and center, being, like, the 80s Avengers. It's just so cool. And, like, the use of Bucky Barnes, oh my god. And along that, with the use of T'Chaka, Thor, it's so, and getting to see Goliath in his MCU suit, ooh. Yo, this is this is a dope ass episode. It's just, like, so cool. And on top of that, we get to have an arc between Hope and Hank. Being like, dude, I couldn't ask for a better episode. Like, this is what I expect from What If. Like, this is honestly such an amazing episode. Like, if I were to show anyone an episode of What If to get them to, like, understand the concept, this is what I would show them, because this is divine. It's a damn good episode, and this is what If should be. This is what it should strive to be. Alright, I'm done, you know, writing this episode. That's basically my opinions on What If Season 2. Tell me what you thought, tell me if I'm wrong, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Blacked Out Reviews. I reviewed it, so you don't have to.